Putting your home on the market can be unsettling, to say the least. Letting strangers walk through your home is not always an easy thing to do, but it is part of the home selling process. While the majority of potential buyers are honest, theft and break-ins can occur while selling your most prized possession. Jeanette Schneider, the Vice President for RE/MAX of Southeastern Michigan, is here with us this morning to make sure you and your home stay protected during the process. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Yeah, this is really nerve-wracking. We were just talking, my mom sold her condo recently, and I know there was all kinds of things that, lots of stresses involved with the entire process. And then throw on top of that, you're saying there's crimes that can occur.
They can. Now, to be fair, the vast majority of people put their home on the market and never experience that.
Right.
But it can happen, and we want to have some tips for you to try to minimize it from ever happening to you.
Yeah, that sounds good. So what types of questions should you ask your real estate agent just to make sure that you're protected as people are coming in and out to see the house?
I think, first of all, understand what their protocol is going to be, and it usually
good.
Starts with how they're going to, get access to your home.
Yeah.
Lock boxes are the way most realtors do it, and this is kind of the older model now, which is kind of the punch button, right?
Yes.
Where you do that. Worked very well for many years, but that's a 5-year-old can watch what 4 digits gets put in. We've seen that happen and know how to get in there. So today's world, it's going more to the electronic, where you're using your phone, and then every person that comes in there is going to have a unique code, and you're going to be able to print a report to show who went in, how long they were in your home. Ooh. Much more high tech, and that's really what you want to see your agent using.
Yeah, well, and I would imagine that agents are pretty trustworthy, but I think what happens if the people that they're showing the home around, when I've looked at homes, sometimes I walk into a room by myself. Right. The agent isn't with me every step of the way. So how do you know the people that they're bringing into your home are trustworthy?
They don't always. I mean, hopefully realtors have done a good job, talking to prospective buyers and stuff like that, and they've met with them, and they really get the sense that they're serious, but you never know. People can be con people. So if you own your own house, if you have a security system, or maybe it's worth putting in a few cameras in some of the rooms where some of your valuables are, that way you can kind of keep an eye on things, and you can do it cost effectively these days.
Well, you really can. That's a great idea. And then you can even watch it from your cell phone as people are walking through, which, that's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
So which items should be stored out of sight when potential buyers are visiting your home? There's probably some things you don't want visible, even though other things you always want to make sure people realize that the home is lived in and that it looks cute. Right,
and I say the way we live in a home and the way we show a home are two different things. We live in a home, you put keys in a bowl or on a key rack by the back door. When you're having showings, you don't leave those there. You don't leave a garage door opener in a car that maybe is sitting in the garage.
Ooh,
you just don't leave anything that somebody could come back and have access to your home to. Because again, the way we live, we don't think that way.
Yes,
but you want to make sure that you're not doing that. If you have unopened mail, that's a bank statement.
Ooh.
Investment statements. A lot of these are now paperless, but if you do get something, especially this time of the year, make sure those are out of sight. There's valuable information in there.
Okay, that's a really good point. But then what about somebody who has their diplomas or things like that on the wall? You need to be careful of that as well.
Need to be careful of that as well, because often they give a full name, they give a date, they either give an employer, maybe you've been in the military, and all of a sudden now you've got a lot of key information as to somebody's background that can be used from identity theft.
Yeah, and you probably also want to make sure that prescriptions are outside, that you've taken those out of the medicine cabinets, you don't have passwords in any kind of visible place.
That's such a big one, because none of us can remember them all. We all have cheat sheets, whether it's a sticky on the computer, and don't stick them in the top drawer. Okay. Because that's where everybody's going to look, because it's the quick, easy place to put something, so don't put it in the top drawer.
Yeah, that's the first place I would look, that's for sure.
That's the first place most people put it.
Cool, well thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
We're going to have more tips on our website, WXYZ.com. So make sure to check that out. One more news briefing and another weather update coming up after this. Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Yeah.